Hey guys, in this Qinglong Fallen Dynasty video, I'm going to show you my God of Thunder build. This is a build that focuses on dealing tremendous amounts of damage with lightning. In this guide, I'm going to give you my virtue stats, details on my weapons and armor, and also wizardry spells. If you're new here, please sub to this channel with notifications on. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so this is a level 131 build. These are my virtue stats. I got my wood virtue at 60 simply because I wanted to have a lot of attack power with my lightning bolts, and wood attack power is the way to go to do that. I realized there are soft caps, but I really wanted my attack power for the lightning bolts to be just super high. For my fire virtue, I've got that at 15, earth is at 10, my metal virtue is at 35 simply because it says there the spirit consumed by wizardry spells, and I'm going to be using a lot of wizardry spells with this build. And I dumped the rest of my points in water virtue. Alright, so when it comes to spells, I put a bunch of damaging spells. I wanted to do as much damage as possible with this build. The first one is going to be lightning weapon, the second one lightning rush, and I'll sometimes trade that out just for the regular lightning bolt spell for targeting purposes. And then we've got heaven's rage. This is a super powerful spell. Enemies don't stand still for very long though, so you might have to pick and choose when you use that spell. And then we've got amplified damage, a fire spell. Basically it just makes everything hit harder. Alright, so for weapon number one, I've got the Sword of Yu the Great. This sword is actually pretty freaking amazing. It's one of the most powerful swords that I have. For the skills I have on this, I changed everything out. I put on lightning attack power. Actually, I kept martial arts damage. That was already on the sword. And then enemy status effect accumulation, I believe that was on the sword as well, so I didn't change too much. On my 3-star Gooting Blade, I have spirit damage to enemies with shock and then lightning attack power. I think this is +9, the Sword of Yu, and then the Gooting Blade +8. When it comes to the armor, I have the Evil Taoist set, the entire set. I love this set because it has special abilities attached to it. Spirit gain from deflecting, elemental damage. It's got this wizardry spell thing. It says damage amplification on enemies upon wizard spells. So you hit people with a wizard spell, you're going to do more damage after that. It amplifies your damage. For the actual pieces, though, the individual pieces, I changed some of the stuff that came with it. Damage to enemies with shock, spirit vulnerability, shock accumulation on enemies. Let's see, on the chest, elemental damage, damage taken in desperate condition, that was already on there. Lightning attack power is what I added. Shock accumulation on enemies is what I added for this build. And then for the bracelets, not gauntlets, lightning attack power I added. Spirit attack damage was already there. Wizardry spell consumption I added. And then shock accumulation on enemies I added. And then finally for the leglets, lightning attack power I added. Wizardry spell consumption I added. And shock accumulation on enemies I added. And if you're wondering what armor I'm actually wearing, I decorated the Evil Taoist set to look like the White Horse General armor.